Hey everybody, this is the Hoops Guru back with you with Beat Street Sports Blast. Yeah, I know I'm rocking on my football stuff today, but the New York Giants won. It is Sunday. We're 4-3, and I'm crushing some clown in fantasy football right now. So all's going good. But enough about me. Let's get to it. Let's talk basketball. Matter of fact, we're speaking with you today about the Washington Wizards. This team last year went 41-41 in their division. Didn't make the playoffs. Um, but don't let that fool you. They've been in the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years before that, and they were a sprained wrist of John Wall from being in the Eastern Conference Finals. They took a step back last year, but they made some changes to the team, which should benefit them, help catapult them into a playoff team, and possibly having home court advantage in the first round. Perhaps they should be battling for the title of the division between Atlanta, Charlotte, and Washington. Those three should be battling it out. As I said, they were 41-41 last year, but they got rid of their coach, Randy Whitman. He's out of here. He should have probably been gone a year ago, but making the playoffs kind of got him to extend an extra year contract. But the team just wasn't making any progress under him, unfortunately. So they decided to go with Scotty Brooks. One reason they gave Scotty Brooks such a great contact is because their ill-conceived run at Kevin Durant, maybe thinking hiring his whole coach would help the team help the team obtain him. See, it's such an impossibility. I can't even get the words out of my mouth. But Kevin Durant didn't even entertain the team with the meeting. So, in any case, you still got Scotty Brook, who is a very successful coach, or was with the Oklahoma City Thunder, but he's working now with a GM who doesn't have such a great track record of drafting talent. So we're going to see how much more of a great coach Scotty Brooks really is, working with guys that aren't home run draft picks that Sam Presti was doing when he was with Oklahoma City. But this team's also going to start off with Bradley Beal, too. Him and John Wall are going to be the catalyst that drives this engine. Bradley Beal signed the $128 million contract. I don't know why they paid so much for him. I at least maybe would have seen what was out there or something, what he might have been offered. He is a restricted agent, so they could have matched anything, I do believe. Um, he's a great talent, but often injured too much. He hasn't made an all-star team, hasn't won any type of accolades. He hasn't been first, second, or third team NBA. He's a good guard, but I still think there's a lot more he can prove. So this contract is based on future projections. And one future projection is that they're banking he's going to be healthy. It looks like he had trained in the off season, looks a lot leaner, and hopefully that translates in him not having stress factors in his legs or being on minutes restrictions. Because if you're paying someone that much money, you want them on the court at least 30 minutes a game. But hopefully you want him in that 30, 35 minutes a game range. And also hopefully see a little more consistency, a little more firepower out of Bradley Beal. You wanted him to be in the conversation with DeMar DeRozan, with James Harden, and with Klay Thompson, for sure, if he's getting paid just like them. But the person that really drives this engine is really John Wall, the three-time All-Stars, one of the top-tier point guards, and the only thing that's really stopping him from having that fame and accolades he really wants is progressing in the playoffs, getting to a conference finals where he's having epic battles with someone like LeBron James or Steph Curry or Russell Westbrook in the playoffs. That's the only thing that's stopping him at this particular moment. But John Wall has to stay healthy too. And if he does that, you can see this team really have a lot more success. But another point of interest of this team that's really going to make or break it is a small forward position. Right now, you have Otto Porter as the incumbent, but we need to see some growth from Otto Porter. I want to see a little more aggression. Hopefully, he demands more floor time so he can have bigger games than he's had thus far. Because at this point, Kelly Oubre, the second year player they drafted as a small forward, is kind of on his tails, even though he's very erratic and raw. I think his aggression is appealing to Scotty Brooks, that at least he's showing a high motor and willing to make things happen. Every time he shoots the ball, I'm terrified though. And that's not a good feeling. But unfortunately, Otto Porter hasn't solidified that position. Well, I'm wondering if they're even going to do a contract extension for him. So this is a big year for Otto Porter. He really has to separate himself. And if he has a big year, that just means more success for the Washington Wizards. At the power forward position, this is also going to be pivotal. Last year, they tried to some silly reason have Chris Humphries be the stretch four, a guy who never really even shot 3 pointers, and it was a disaster. It got him totally out of his element, and they wind up shipping him off in a trade, and they acquired Markieff Morris. Markieff Morris is an excellent player under an even more excellent contract. Markieff Morris, a full year of this guy should really pay dividends for this team. Yeah, he's one of those do-it-all type of power forwards. He's kind of in that Carmelo Anthony type of vein, except for, of course, he doesn't take as many shots. But John Wall is just very happy to play with a guy who has such athletic skills as Markieff Morris, a guy who can post up, who can face up, pick and roll, shoot from range, run the floor, throw alley oops, all those good. There's a lot of options when you play with a guy like Markieff Morris, and I think he's so versatile. You can go big with him and slide him over to the three, or you can go small and slide him to the five, and he can do great things. He's strong in the post and he's a good defender. He's actually one of the few guys that can guard Carmelo Anthony pretty decently on the block. And if you want to be successful in this league, you got to have guys like that. And they signed also Andrew Nicholson from Orlando. He's showing promise so far. We really didn't get to see a lot of this guy out in Orlando. They were so stacked at the forward position, but he's proven that he can be a pretty good stretch four, and he also has a good game in the post. I've got to see more of his pick and roll game, but he should pay dividends as a backup four man. And like I said, if they want to play around with the lineup, moving him maybe to the Markieff to the three and moving him to the four or something like that, those options are available. So that's a good thing they have going for themselves. At the five position, you still have old steady Martin Gortat. He's like the baby bear, not too hot or not too cold. He's always steady. He'll frustrate you a little bit, but he does a lot of good things as well. I wish he dunked the ball more in the pick and rolls instead of laying it up. Show a little more aggression, but he's not the most athletic guy. But he's rock solid. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so you're happy with him. But sometimes you wish you had better, but there's definitely worse out there than Martin Gortat. So, and when John Wall's in there, he makes life easier. So they're pretty solid with him there. And they also acquired Ian Mahinmi to back him up. Mahinmi's a good guy, started for the Indiana Pacers last year, and he'll be a great change of pace from Martin Gortat, a more aggressive, a better defender, a better shot blocker, and he's going to make that second unit a lot stronger when he comes in, and he can spell Gortat if he's ever in any type of foul trouble. Unfortunately, Mahinmi has a lot of back issues, little nagging injuries, so we hope that doesn't hinder him actually giving us a full 82 or even close. You don't want your backup center playing like 50 games. Because if he does play in that range, that means the backup center may be Jason Smith. Have no idea why Jason Smith was signed to this team. I don't see where he helps. I've seen him show small flashes of brilliance in the preseason, but we know what Jason Smith is. He doesn't move the needle. He may once in a blue have a solid game, but he's nothing to turn the page or get excited about. He can hit the 16-footer. He's supposed to have 3-point range, but I haven't seen any signs of it. And defensively, he's an easy beat, unfortunately. So I don't see the significance in the signing. I don't see how much court time this guy's really going to get. But who knows? Scott Brooks may have something creative that I don't even know about. So you never know. And then going deeper into the roster, you have Sadaransky, the 6'7" rookie out of played for Spain last year, showed real good promise in the preseason. I'd like to see him run that second unit. Definitely with guys like Nicholson, with Oubre, with Mahinmi. They should really give the starters a good spell and not be a great drop-off. And Sadaransky's so good, you can actually maybe let him play some one with Beal, or maybe even play some three with his size with Beal and John Wall. There's some really good things you can mix up with him. So it'd be very interesting to see what Scott Brooks, does with these lineups to keep them aggressive and keep them fresh throughout the season. But with all these things said, this team should be solid. They were 8th in points last year, 9th in field goal percentage, 11th in three-point shooting. A lot of that has to do with John Wall's dribble penetration and giving guys open shots. And now that you have Morris there for the whole year, and with guys like Mahinmi traded. This team should be a little more solid on defense through the starting five and into that second unit a bit. So if this takes place, we should definitely see an improvement on those 41 games. I think Washington can go high as 48 or 49 games. But if injuries happen, we can also see him sliding back right down to 41 and 41 again. But I'm predicting 48 wins for this team. I think they'll be right in the mix. They'll be battling it out. I think this playoff seed 1 through 8 is going to be very tight. Well, let's say 2 through 8 because Cleveland's going to set the bar. So, but the rest of the guys, I think it should be jam packed. I think you'll have guys even around the 9th and 10th seeds that are very close. And so Washington, the Wizards will definitely be in that mix as well. So that's all I got to say. If you got any comments, if you think I'm off base, write something in the comment. Let me know. If you think I'm on point, hit that like button. And also tell your friends and subscribe. We're going to keep cranking these out. I'll keep talking and you keep watching. Thanks for supporting, y'all. Peace.